Hello and welcome to The Journey, ladies. If this is your first time here, my name is Jax, and this is a channel where I have been sharing our journey through infertility, IVF, adoption, parenting, and now pregnancy, all while trying to dish out a little bit of science, a little bit of knowledge so your journey is easier. And this is my weekly pregnancy update, and this week is week 22. The way these updates work is I always give an update about what's going on with the baby and what is going on with me, and then I try to throw in a little tidbit about what is going on in our family, either with my husband or with our daughter, Evangeline. So let's kick it off with the baby update. During week 22, Kingsley is about the size of a guinea pig, or about 11 inches long, around 15 ounces. So that means during week 23, he's gonna cross over to being a full pound, which just feels so much more substantial than like measuring in just ounces, right? A full pound. And it's actually super crazy to think that he's not a pound too on the flip side of that, because it's been like 22 weeks and there's only like 20 left to go. So he has to get 7 times bigger. That's insane. With that weight gain, the skin is getting less and less transparent, but this week it is also getting covered in a like little fur coat, a little fur substance to try to keep him more and more warm until all of that fat comes in. Also this week, he's developing proper like sleep-wake cycles. So in theory, he has a little sleep schedule now with actual REM sleep cycles and waking up and being awake and active and then going back to sleep. So that's kind of a fun new development, something to be on the lookout for. All right, on to the mommy update. I'm weighing in at around 152.3 pounds today at the end of week 22, which puts me about 4 pounds, a little shy of 4 pounds over my starting weight. I'm still measuring around 30 inches around the widest part of my stomach, which it has been for the last few weeks. And I have to say, visually, we look kind of at a standstill. There has not been a much change going on anywhere that I can see. So those measurements line up. I am guessing there's going to be like a pop kind of, I forget what week it was, but there was definitely just this like, oh my gosh, that looks completely different week where things popped. And so I'm expecting sometime soon there's going to be another kind of give of my stomach and there'll be even more pop. So that's something to kind of look forward to, because right now it's like if I wear like a maternity top, it's clear that, oh, she's showing off a bump. But otherwise it just looks like I've packed on a few pounds during COVID. So I'm all for it growing. And I also am feeling a lot of round ligament pains. I think I mentioned it in last update, but this week has been plagued with really noticeable round ligament pains, especially after I've been up and active. So that's the good part, is I'm getting an energy spike, which is letting me do more, but I'm also getting capped because if I stay on my feet too long, those round ligaments just hurt so much and I have to sit down. So nothing a little rest doesn't fix, but it's definitely, something's changing, something's shifting, even if the tape measure doesn't reflect that. Maybe it is just the fact that I'm up and doing more. I've noticed it a lot more this week. I'm getting out of breath so often. I'm sorry if there's a lot of cuts in this video. I feel like I have to like stop every 5 seconds to catch my breath. And going up and down stairs, I'm like, oh, that's a bit of a workout, you know, but it's not like my muscles are aching or anything. It's like I just feel out of breath. So there's definitely space being occupied, things are getting shifted in there, and blood volumes are increasing. I was gonna say my cravings over the last few weeks have definitely been for, you know, iron and protein and things needed to build blood cells. So I can definitely feel the effects of like having to produce some extra blood, increase blood volume. Because I think it goes up, 20-25% while you're pregnant? Something crazy like that. So that's part of the whole feeling out of breath thing too. But the other effect of that increased blood volume, that increased swelling, water retention, is my wedding ring has had to come off. It kept cutting me, which it has never done before, but I kept having it on. It would cut me. I'd wait for the cut to heal, I'd put it back on, and it would cut me again. So there was definitely some swelling going on in my fingers at some point during the day. So I had to sacrifice the wedding ring for a while until either that goes down or after baby is here. And really good news though, little Kingsley's kicks are getting so much stronger. I can definitely tell them apart from anything else that's going on in there. And it's just reassuring to feel him kick more often and to kick stronger and like, no, it's him. And I was going to say, I think it's almost every day now. Not quite every day, but almost every day I can feel him. And finally, there's been some not great symptoms with this week. One is insomnia. I think it's just a combination of things. The house, isn't dead quiet during the night. There's a baby who fusses at night and a husband who snores, and then I get up to pee, and like it's just not quiet all the time. But I've had a few nights where like I wake up at 2 and I'm just awake now. Awake. And there's nothing I can do about it, which is really rough to start your day that early, when you really need to make it all the way to nighttime to put a little baby back down to bed. So I am hoping that like stops. We reach some equilibrium point. It's possible Evie's teething or something that's causing her to be more fussy at night than normal. And hopefully it's just a weird culmination of things like causing that, because it's real early for me not to be getting sleep like regularly. Like I need a few more weeks or months of getting good nights of sleep before we get that disrupted. Finally, the last new not great symptom is something that my doctor has always kept asking me. Like all of them are like, are you experiencing heartburn or reflux? I'm like, no, I'm not experiencing those things. My stomach is just upset and nauseous. And then this week I'm like, oh, I have those now. Reflux is really bad. Like going and sleeping at night, I can feel it. It's such an odd sensation to have things like coming back up. That's what reflux is, because the flap on your between like your stomach and your esophagus just gets kind of lazy during pregnancy. I think because of the estrogen. So it just gets kind of lazy, and sometimes things start coming back up and it's not pleasant, doesn't feel great. So, and of course that leads to like that heartburn sensation too. So, I am being cautious to try to not eat as close to bed, which I was doing to prevent the nausea during the night. Shifting, trying to always kind of hit a moving target with keeping nausea at bay, and also, now not triggering reflux, but it's not that bad, and it is the first week I'm dealing with it. So I'll try to figure that out. And if it's really bad, then I have an appointment in 2 weeks, and I'm sure they can help in some way to get that under control. Since they ask about it every time, I assume they have a solution. Otherwise, that's just kind of mean. Like, do you have that? Nothing I can do about it. Then why'd you ask? But other than that, I think that rounds out, all the symptoms for week 22. So on to the husband family update. This week, Evangeline has become really obsessed with just bellies in general, but my belly too. We haven't like done any of the, your baby brother's in there or whatever. She's too young to like understand that really. But they're like teaching body parts in school. So I don't know if it's because my belly's like more prominent now or what is up. She's really drawn to it, but she like refuses to acknowledge it like through clothing. Like if you just point to your belly with your shirt on, that's not a belly to her. No, it has to be your skin. And because I'm wearing like 9 layers at all times, she gets so frustrated when she wants to like see mommy's belly, and then she's like, the dress and the tank top and the maternity leggings. She gets very frustrated, and it's not until she like actually gets down to skin that she's like, belly. And I was like, yep, that's right. It's just one of those cute little quirks I think you have to enjoy of toddlers. And like I said, she's not been obsessed with it like before now. Maybe it's just like the body part of the week that she's like really into, but it's just really funny because she will make me sit down so she can find my belly this week, which is adorable. All right, ladies, that is it. That's what I got for this week. Thank you for joining the journey. Thank you for following along. I wish you all the best in your personal journeys through pregnancy and fertility and adoption. And until next time, ladies, keep on fighting. Mwah.